That's real fish and chips, look at that. Real fish and chips, mushy peas. Just look at that flaky fish in there. Oh, give that a try. Hi guys, how you all doing? Welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today, fish and chips. British classic. Nothing better when you go to the seaside, you know. Eating fish and chips, salt and vinegar, out of paper. Oh, unbelievable. Everybody makes it their own way, you know. They fancy it all up with all sorts of things. Let's show you how to make British fish and chips. Come on. You know guys, fish and chips is a three-step process. You know, it's a three-step process. We have to blanch our potatoes, cook our fish, cook our chips. It's as easy as that. But it's a three-step process. Different oil temperatures, but all comes together using either one pan or one fryer. It's so simple. Now, everybody uses Maris Piper or Yukon Gold or whatever. I have no idea what these potatoes are, but we're going to use these potatoes for chips. So it starts with our potatoes. So let's peel our potatoes and cut them into chips. Okay, I have absolutely no idea what these potatoes are, guys, you know. And I'm not even going to pretend to know. I have no idea. These are locally grown potatoes. So we want these into chips. So obviously we've got to peel them. So this is a boring job, but we have to do it. So let's get those chips peeled. Or let's get those potatoes peeled so we can turn them into chips. Now, like I said in the intro, you know, people recommend all sorts of potatoes. But that's okay if you can get the recommended potato. If you can't get the recommended potato and you want chips, you'll make them out of any old potato, you know. Okay, that's our potatoes peeled. Now all we're going to do is cut these into even size chips. Now you can square them all up if you so wish, but it's not done like that at home, is it? Come on guys, you know. So we want some about 1 centimetre thick. Try and keep them roughly the same size. They're okay. Now we're only trying to keep them roughly the same size, just simply so they cook at the same time. So that's our chips prepped. Nice and easy, you know, they're about 1 centimetre thick, they're roughly the same size. Okay, they're not going to be perfect, we're not measuring them out. But that's chips at home, you know. We don't have to have them all squared off and everything. Perfect chips. Okay, there's all sorts of schools of thought about this, you know. Some people say, leave it to air dry. Other people say, wash it. You know, there's all the starches on there. I do personally put it in a bowl, put some water in, get some of the starch off. Now, it doesn't have to be clear water, but get some of the starch off and then take it out, pat it dry. So, in with our chips into our bowl. As easy as that. In with some water. Give it a little rinse round. Now like I say, I'm not so pedantic about this, you know, but when you go to a chip shop, you see chips soaking in water and they do add a little bit of a chemical to it to stop it browning. You know, because they're not just doing a kilo of chips. You know, they're doing 50, 60, 70, 100 kilos a time. So, to me, that is perfect chips. Slightly rinse off the water, look. It's not clear by any means, but hey, good enough. All we need to do is drain those chips. Now drain them any which way you want. You know, what I'm doing here is I'm getting off the excess and we'll put them in a tray and we'll cover them in kitchen towel, pat them dry. So we just get some of this excess off out of there. We don't want to put all that in. This would be a heck of a job to dry it. Want some kitchen towel, and all we're going to do is pat those dry. So that's it, guys. There's our chips prepped. Okay, like we said at the start of the video, you know, it's a 3-stage cook process. Fat on in your fryer or in your pan to 130 degrees. When it gets up to temperature, we're going to put our chips in. We're going to blanch cook them. Blanching means cook with no colour. So we're going to blanch them, probably a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, take them out. And depending on how many you've got, like me, I think I like to do this in 2 times. So I'll be blanching twice, put to one side. Now what we're going to do, we're going to let the chips cool completely whilst we make up some batter and things for our fish. Okay, 130 degrees. So what we're going to do, we're going to put some of our chips in there. Now these chips are quite dry. You know, we've patted them dry and they've been on the side. So there shouldn't be too much splashing with this and too much explosions in the oil because there's no water on there. That's about okay. Right, in we go. And we're going to blanch cook these. Blanch cook these for a couple of minutes. Just give them a little shake so they don't all stick together. Get that little bit of oil going through there. So a couple of minutes blanching. Nice little loosey shaky roundy in there. Make sure they're not sticking. Fantastic. There we are, a couple of minutes. Give them a little bit of a shake. Get some of that excess off. Just let them stand a second. Some of that excess is just going to come off there. And then what we do is just put it to one side to cool, crack on with the other batch, you know. So all we're going to do is reintroduce those chips to our tray. Put in the second batch. So that's the second batch, in for blanching. Right, take some kitchen towel, guys, and just give it a little dabbing down on there, you know. Not too much, we're not worried about it overly, you know. Just a little bit, take that excess oil off. Helps them keep dry. You know, you can't beat real chips. And if you can see there, look, it's slightly fluffed up a little bit on the outside. So what we need to do is let these cool now. Now guys, what you can do, you can put those chips in the fridge to cool completely, and then we refry them. What we want to do, we want to whack up our fryer to 170. And then let's talk cod. That is cod fillet. So this is a nice piece of cod fillet, which is the middle actually, and as you can see, it's about 1 inch thick more. And all we need to do now is make a batter for it. So let's make our batter. And what we need to do, we need to put some salt on. We're going to try and season up our fish. But what it's going to do, with the salt on there, it's going to tense it up a little bit. So hopefully it should make it firmer. So we don't want to go too bananas, but there's some salt on our cod. Now you can use any fish, you know, you can use whiting, cod, pollock, anything you like, even bream, you know. I was lucky enough to get this cod, and cod is more traditional in the chip shop, you know, or it was when I was a lad. Right, batter guys, couldn't be more simpler actually. We're going to use about 3/4 cup, thereabouts, of self-raising flour. Now I'll put a link up here so you can make self-raising or self-rising flour if you can't buy it. You know, in some parts of the world, like where I am here, it's impossible to buy, you know, and it's so expensive if you do get it for a half kilo bag. You can make a kilo bag, you know, for next to nothing. Right, and we want about quarter cup of rice flour. Now you can add any seasoning you want to your batter, you know. I'm just going to go in with a tiny pinch of salt. Now this is very simple. All we're going to do is give this a whiz round. That's mixed. And then we're going to crack a can of beer. You know, it's only 8:10 in the morning here. But we have to cook, you know, because it's 40 degrees later. So we got a can of lager, or a can of beer, lager beer. Now what we want to do, we want to add this beer to here, you know, and make it sort of like a double cream type consistency. Now, we don't have to go bananas, you know, just get it in there, start stirring it up. Now obviously that's too thick, and a bit more. And what's going to make this batter so good, you know, it's the carbonation inside the beer. You can see it all fizzing there already. Now I do like a little bit of a thick batter actually. You know, I don't like it really thin. I like a bit of stodginess on my fish and batter. But we'll make this to about double cream thick consistency, which is the ideal batter thickness. So that's pretty good there, look. That is fantastic. Oh no, there's some left. Okay, all we're going to do now is take our fish and dump it in our batter like that. Give it a shaky, let's have some batter on there. Submerge this fish. Get this fish right in there. Oh, now we're talking. Okay, all we need to do now is fry up our fish. Now, don't lift the basket out and put it in the basket, it will stick on there. Leave the basket in. Now, all we need to do is dip our fingers in the batter, grab hold of our fish, and we can do a little shaky, and then loosely in the fat, and then in. Same with the other piece, guys. Loosely in. Job done. Now fish doesn't really take that long actually. Now all we're doing with the fish, we're just cooking till we've got that nice golden brown that we like on our fish batter. There we are. That looks about right. Just let it drain a minute and then we're going to put it out to rest. Oh, there we are, guys. Put our fish out to rest. Oh, that's a bit warm. Now that's our fish resting. Now what we want to do is crack up the heat again to about 190. Bring the temperature up to 190 and then we'll fry our chips. Oh, up to temperature easily there. So in with our chips. Now these are our blanched chips, don't forget. Now what we're going to do now is fry them properly. Well, let's not put too many in. We won't put too many in, and then go in 2 batches. Okay, in we go. Now what we're doing now, guys, we're frying these for real. So we want these to have a nice golden brown. Nice little shifty around. Make sure they're not sticking. Oh, here they come. Look at these babies. A little bit longer for me. Now that is real chips. Perfect, perfect, real chips, the British way. Okay, just give them a rest and then we're going to put them in a little thing there with kitchen towel to take off some excess, and then we'll carry on with the other batch. Oh, the best way to do this, guys, these are out, look, a little bit of salt over the top of there. That's real fish and chips, look at that. Real fish and chips, mushy peas. All we need now is a bit of a condiment. The traditional way is a little bit of malt vinegar on there and some salt. Oh, just look at that. And a little pinch of salt. Oh, this smells incredible. This really does smell incredible. Crispy batter. Oh, let's get into that cod fillet. Just look at that flaky fish in there. Oh, give that a try. That is amazing. Crispy batter, cod, mushy peas. Mushy peas. Now, if you don't know how to make mushy peas, there's a link up here somewhere and in the description how I make my mushy peas, British chip shop style. Homemade chips. Oh, incredible. Oh, look at that fish fillet in there. Oh man. Guys, if you like what we're doing, smash that like and subscribe, share with your friends, all that kind of stuff. And you know, we'll catch you in the next video.